Hello and welcome to Clearview Television News. We're reaching you live from Nigeria's capital city, Abuja. In the news, teachers in Nigeria now to pass professional qualifying examination for registration and promotion. Nigerian Senate approves 129 billion naira as final payment of subsidy arrears. 1,300 civilians unintentionally killed in Iraq and Syria by US-led coalition against Islamic State, ISIS. I am Rose Audu with the details of these and more. In order to improve teacher quality, discipline and professionalism with a view to strengthening the teaching profession, the Teachers Registration Council of Nigeria, TRCN, has introduced the professional qualifying examination for all aspiring teachers. The Registrar and Chief Executive of the Council, Josiah Ajiboye, told a news briefing this Friday in Abuja that passing the examination will be one of the benchmark processes for the registration and promotion of teachers in the country. Clearview TV's Uju Onyemichalu now tells us more.
The teacher's professional examination comes at a time the standard of education in the country has been under scrutiny in recent years, as tertiary institutions query the quality of young school leavers seeking admissions, while employers in both the public and private sector continue to express concern over the employability of young graduates. The TRCN Registrar, Josiah Ajiboye, says the aim of the qualifying examination is to determine the efficacy of existing teacher education and the future training needs of the teachers, control entry of teachers into the education sector, and to get teachers prepare themselves technologically.
Teachers Registration Council of Nigeria is going to have the professional qualifying examination nationwide on 7th and 8th June 2019. This is going to be the main diet of the professional qualifying exam. The professional qualifying examination has now come to stay as one of the benchmark processes for registering professional teachers in Nigeria. Progressively, teachers now know that since it's going to be a computer-based examination, a majority of them now go for computer appreciation program, which is one of our target, one of our aim for introducing a CBT examination. One of our aim is to get the teachers themselves to get prepared technologically.
Ajiboye said all have been put in place to ensure a successful examination process, and warned that by December 2019, any teacher who is not qualified, registered and licensed by the council would no longer be allowed to teach in any school across the country.
TRCN has put everything in place. We have selected all the computer-based centers that we are going to use. I think we are going to use about 50 centers all over the country. So those who are yet to key into the policy statement of the government, I'm very sure they still have that October opportunity. But what we can assure Nigerians is that, look, it's not a matter of backing and not biting. By January 2020, by the grace of God, we are going to begin our enforcement. Anybody who wants to teach, who wants to be a teacher in our school, must be qualified, registered and licensed by TRCN latest by December 31st, 2019. So we are not shifting the goalpost. We still maintain that date and we stand by it.
The Teachers Registration Council of Nigeria, an agency under the Federal Ministry of Education, was established with a mandate to regulate and control the teaching profession at all levels of the nation's education system, both in the public and the private sectors. Uju Onyemichalu reporting for Clearview Television.
Against the background of skilled opportunities for Nigerian youth, the Center for Strategic Leadership and Youth Orientation is taking deliberate steps to change the narrative. The center, in collaboration with the National Youth Council of Nigeria and other groups, on Friday in Abuja organized a one-day program on policy dialogue to acquaint the youth on how to set a development agenda to promote their future by participating effectively in national development efforts. Our correspondent, Joy Ezekwei, was there and now reports.
For all youths to gain access to basic resources that can help them make progress in life, There is urgent need for them to have equal opportunities to employment, education, healthcare, housing, and food. According to the initiator of the program, Felix Ima, the policy dialogue is to assist participants to determine the best strategies that will help them pave way for young people to participate effectively in the development of their country.
There is need for open dialogue on youth-driven development programs to determine the best strategies that will pave the way for the young people to own, monitor, and evaluate and report on the programs and policies affecting them.
The guest speaker and executive director, African Center for Leadership, Strategy and Development, Dr. Octave Ibuzo, challenged Nigerian youth to be more creative and innovative for them to play their proper role in national development, noting that they are the backbone of any nation. He added that the progress and productivity of any nation lies on the shoulders of the youths.
The youth constitute the backbone and the future of any nation. Unfortunately, in most countries of the world, the youth are marginalized and excluded from governance and the development process. This is why it is necessary to focus on youth development so that they become productive and contribute to the development of society. We argue that the youth have great role to play in the development of nations.
But how relevant is the open policy dialogue? One of the participants, Mary Adebayo, speaks.
Economic empowerment. We have to empower our youth mentally before you talk of physically. If you can empower anybody mentally, you have empowered the person.
As the technical session of the one-day open policy dialogue got underway, expectations remained high among participants that equal opportunities within the political, economic, social space will be made available to all Nigerians. Youth with requisite qualifications so that they can contribute their quota to national growth and development. Joy Esekweyi reporting for Clearview Television.
The Chartered Institute of Forensic and Investigative Professionals of Nigeria has called on President Muhammadu Buhari to give assent to the bill for the establishment of the institute. Briefing newsmen in Abuja this Friday, the pro-tem president of the institute, Victoria Aishetu, accused the Association of Professional Bodies of Nigeria of interference despite the fact that the bill had been passed by both chambers of the National Assembly. Clearview TV's Prudence Okona was there and now completes the story.
The Chartered Institute of Forensic and Investigative Professionals of Nigeria, formerly known as the Chartered Institute of Forensic and Investigative Auditors of Nigeria, is an anti-fraud body that provides skills for relevant professionals on the use of science and technology for the prevention, detection, and investigation of fraud, corruption, and cyber crimes. For its members to function optimally, the Institute has been able to push for the passage of the first, second, and third reading of the bill seeking the legal establishment of the body by both chambers of the 8th National Assembly. However, issues arose at a joint committee of the National Assembly to resolve grey areas when, in what appears an about turn, members of the House of Representatives on the committee declined further passage of the bill. Speaking on the major hindrances to the passage of the bill, the pro-tem president, Victoria Aishetu, lamented the interference by the Association of Professional Bodies of Nigeria.
Immediately after the passage of the bill, Association of Professional Bodies of Nigeria went on rampage to discredit the lawmakers over the passage of this bill, and at the same time calling on the Senate not to give concurrence to the bill. The Senate, being credible professionals, went ahead and carried out their legislative function by giving their seal to the bill. After the concurrence by the Senate, Association of Professional Bodies of Nigeria changed the style of her dancing suddenly to start calling on the president again not to give assent to the bill. that ICANN is already doing the same work that CVIM bill is coming to do. Now, if I may ask, who made Association of Professional Bodies of Nigeria a regulatory body or a regulatory professional body in Nigeria? Which law empowered them to challenge the existence of another professional body in Nigeria?
Victoria further called on President Muhammadu Buhari to give assent to the bill.
We therefore urge all well-meaning Nigerians in all spheres of endeavors to support this noble cause of entrenching an institutionalized framework that is targeted at fighting fraud, corruption, and cyber crimes at its conception stage for the robust benefits of all Nigerians. We hereby call on Mr. President Muhammadu Buhari to give assent to the bill for an act to establish the Chartered Institute of Forensic and Investigative Professionals of Nigeria in no distant time.
The group says if the bill is assented to, the long-term benefits will include the promotion of high professional standards amongst members of the Institute in a bid to wipe out cases of fraud of all kinds and the strengthening of existing fraud prevention mechanisms and the institutional frameworks with a view to bringing them to global standards. Prudence Okonna reporting for Clearview Television.
The Islamic Movement of Nigeria, otherwise known as Shiites, has set the national flags of the United States of America and Israel on fire during a massive protest to call for the release of the leader in Abuja. The protesters who converged at the Wuse Market Junction on Friday, where the protest was terminated, described the U.S. and State of Israel as enemy and oppressors of Palestine. The flags, which were concealed in a polythene bag, were brought out at the full glare of the crowd with the caricature of President Donald Trump and set on fire at the junction of the market, leading to a traffic logjam. In the area, the movement's protest is to drive home their demands for President Muhammadu Buhari to release Ibrahim El-Zazaiki to enable him to seek medical attention. The group vowed to continue with the protest irrespective of the intimidation by the security agents. And the House of Representatives has President Muhammadu Buhari to rescind the executive order to remove, revoke, and banish all firearms certificates and licenses throughout the country. The House also wants Mr. President to sign into law the bill on the establishment of a national commission against the proliferation of small arms and light weapons. The bill is a domestic law and a treaty obligation which the House claims will help curb the inflow of illegal weapons used in the theater of war. The resolutions at Thursday plenary were sequel to a motion of matter of urgent importance sponsored by Representative Nena Elendu Ukeje from Abia State. Anyete Patrick completes the story.
The lawmakers say the executive order to remove, revoke and banish all gun certificates and licenses nationwide is the president's response to local and international outcry and concerns for Nigerian security situation. They express concern that the order targets legal gun owners and their guns, while there seems to be no institutional plan to mop up small and light weapons that are at the center of the crimes. The lawmakers maintain that high number of illegal guns in the country is responsible, among other factors, for increase in crime. Move out the matter of urgent public importance. Rep. Nena Eledunu Njeke speaks.
Urge Mr. President to, in the interest of the Nigerian people who are left vulnerable to the activities of mindless criminals, terrorists, bandits and kidnappers, to please reverse this wildly speculated decision as it strips the people of the rights to life and self-defense, to urge Mr. President to sign into law the bill on the establishment of the National Commission against the proliferation of small arms and light weapons, which is not only a domestic law but a treaty obligation, so as to help us to curb the inflow of illegal weapons that has been used as a theater of wars and therefore have increased the mindless insecurity in our country.
Other lawmakers want government to go after unlicensed guns, noting that the order is ill-timed. They maintain that the directive coming now that the country is facing serious security challenges from all fronts will encourage unscrupulous elements to capitalize on it to menace mayhem on the citizenry. The legislators stressed that a great danger about that the executive order is that it will expose Nigerians to more attacks. Suggesting that the president was wrongly advised, the lawmakers insisted that a recertification of all licenses would have been more ideal.
These crimes were committed by AK-47, AK-49, quite a number of guns. Mr. Speaker, the danger of this executive order is that it will make all of us porous, very porous, in the sense that even the smaller thieves are afraid to go to some houses, believing the fact that quite a number of people have these licensed guns.
Security in the land is so damning that we need to be very, very proactive. I do not subscribe to those who are saying that if the rumor that is so much alive that an executive order is in the offing that would deny qualified people from either having licensed guns or even where they already have them, having them withdrawn.
It is safer to conclude that that executive order was really issued and signed by Mr. President. And our colleague, Dr. Ukeje, brought this because of the utmost importance of this very issue. Because most law-abiding citizens who have been duly licensed to own guns would be minded to return their guns to the police or to the legitimate authorities.
The House, however, urged President Buhari to, in the interest of Nigerians who are left vulnerable to the activities of criminals, terrorism, bandits and kidnappers, to reverse the decision as it strips people's rights to life and self-defense. Anita Patrick, reporting for Clearview Television.
You're watching Clearview Television News. The news continues after this timeout. Welcome back. Assistant Inspector General of Police Zone 8 Moses Jiboto has commended President Muhammadu Buhari for confirming Mohammed Abubakar Adamu as the new Inspector General of Police. Speaking with journalists in Lokoja, Jiboto said with the confirmation, the Inspector General of Police will further increase the level of security in addition to the recent launch of Operation Proof Adder. We have more on the report.
And I'm very sure with that confirmation you will see the energetic and professional crime fighting from the Inspector General of Police. And two, Operation Proof Adder. I still want to thank the IG for this gesture. Operation Puff Adder from inception last month have yielded so many successes which are bound.
The Assistant Inspector General of Police Zone 8 Moses Jiboto, who was in Kogi for an on-the-spot assessment of the security situation in the zone, promised to build on the strong foundation laid by his predecessor. He urged residents to provide information that will help the police do its job better.
The police cannot work alone. The police need information. The police are not spirit. They need the information of everybody, and we are going to treat every information with the highest form of confidentiality and trust. They can report their cases to the police commands and even to the zone. The zone is also free.
Juboto also promised to consolidate on the gains of the VG's quick emergency reporting and response system introduced by the Kogi State government.
The world has moved into the subsistence living to now productive living, where everything has gone from the traditional way of security now to modern ways of security, where artificial intelligence is highly needed. It's my take, and I will support it.
As the Assistant Inspector General of Police gets down to business, he said he wants to be remembered as a Zone 8 Police Chief with zero tolerance for criminal activity. Members-elect of Zamfara State House of Assembly have been presented with certificates of return. The presentation was made at the Professor Yakubu Mahmood Conference Hall, INEC Office, Gusau, the Zamfara State capital. Resident Electoral Commissioner Asmaul Sani, who was represented by the Commission Administrative Secretary, while presenting the certificates of return to members-elect, implored them to use their legislative power to carry out people-oriented legislations that will enhance the provision of the dividends of democracy to citizens of the state and attainment of democratic advancement in the country. Deputy Governor of Zamfara State, Madi Gusau, who represented Governor Bello Mohammed at the event, told the lawmakers elect to work with the executive to address the enormous challenges confronting the state and bring back its lost glory. Governor Sheyi Makinde of Oyo State has prescribed the activities of the National Union of Road Transport Workers, NURTW, in the state, declaring the activities of NURTW illegal. Makinde also announced the immediate takeover of all motor parks in the state. In a statement by his Chief of Staff, BC Ileka, the governor urged people of the state to go about their lawful duties without fear of molestation. He assured them that the combined security task force in every community in the state has been charged to take control and maintain peace and order. You are still watching Clearview Television News. The news continues after these timeouts.
Night concert is the secret of cheap viewing. All you have to do, just get your decoder, any free-to-air decoder at all, and tell the installer to track it to Night concert.
So you get all your latest news from there.
It's only that too. Entertainment, Hausa programs, sports, even news from the villa and plenty other things.
And I've been burning my money on that company from Southeast Africa or Northeast Africa or somewhere. I'll be back.
When are you going to?
To get my decoder, of course.
It's switchover time. Nigeria Communication Satellite Night Concert. It is viewed in about 38 countries. No subscription. Just buy the free-to-air decoder. Be part of this, and you have access to Clearview Television 24 hours, 7 days.
Welcome back. The Economic and Financial Crimes Commission EFCC this Friday arraigned Philomena Cheche alongside other Joint Admission and Matriculation Board officials over missing 35 million naira belonging to the board. Clearview TV recalls that Cheche had alleged that the money was swallowed by a snake at JAMB's office in Makurdi, Benue State. In a statement on Thursday by the acting EFCC spokesman, Tony Orilade, revealed that Cheche will be arraigned alongside 5 others: Samuel Umoro, Yakubu Jekada, Daniel Agbo, Priscilla Ogunshola, and Aliu Yakubu, before Justice Peter Avem of the Federal Capital Territory High Court, Abuja. Orilade said Sheishe became notorious when she made an outlandish claim that a mysterious snake swallowed about 35 million naira cash arising from the sale of e-JAMB cards in the state. He said the JAMB official is being prosecuted by the EFCC on an 8-count charge following her refusal to furnish the management of JAMB the true information on the financial status of JAMB e-cards supplied to the Benue Zonal Office between 2014 and 2016. The Director General Energy Commission of Nigeria, Jidere Bala, has called on relevant stakeholders to contribute to the economic recovery and growth plan in the energy sector for the next level of President Buhari to succeed. Bala made this appeal at the rapid assessment and gap analysis of the national energy policy in Abuja this Thursday. Our correspondent Ifeoluwa Ishola was there and now brings us the details.
The expert peer review and work group meeting was aimed at reviewing national energy policy and the national energy policy plan in order to come up with a sustainable energy bill and identify obsolete policy statements, objectives, and strategies in the national energy policy document and recommend new ones. The Director General Energy Commission of Nigeria, Jidere Bala, says the national energy policy serves as an umbrella policy that gives government overall energy direction and outlines the objectives of the national energy policy.
The objectives of the national energy policy are: 1. To ensure the development of the nation's energy resources with diversified energy resources option for the achievement of national energy security and an efficient energy delivery system with an optimal energy resource mix. 2. To guarantee increased contribution of energy productive activities to national income. 3. To guarantee adequate, reliable, and sustainable supply of energy at appropriate cost and in an environmentally friendly manner to the various sectors of the economy for national development. 4. To guarantee an efficient and cost-effective consumption pattern of energy resources. 5. To accelerate the process of acquisition and diffusion of technology and managerial expertise in the energy sector and indigenous participation in energy sector industries for stability and self-reliance.
The keynote speaker, Chinedu Oyegbula, recommended that unused natural resources of the country be fully taxed to attract foreign investors.
Policies have to be adequate to leverage and incentivize the right people to come and invest and do what is necessary. Second is we have to strengthen the power sector's institutional framework and increase transparency, which is the managers and the implementers of the power sector reform have to be strengthened. At the moment, we note that their capacity is still not enough, and that there needs to be increased efforts to reform that process. Third, we have to implement clear policies that promote and encourage investor confidence in the sector, and we have to establish a contract-based electricity market. Within the renewable energy sector, we recommend that the policy should see or encourage the establishment of a national monitoring database for renewable imports and installations.
In an interview, the Director General Energy Commission of Nigeria outlined his expectation from the government after the review of the national energy policy.
So our expectation is that we'll have something new reviewed in a manner that it supports and also brings it up to speed with the policies of Mr. President.
The national energy policy was approved by the government in April 2003 to recommend ways of addressing the nation's energy challenges. Ifeoluwa Ishola, reporting for Clearview Television.
The National Oil Spills Detection Response Agency, NOSDRA, says it is working towards the attainment of a clean Nigerian nation that is free from oil pollution. Director General of NOSDRA, Idris Musa, stated this on Thursday in Abuja during a stakeholders meeting with the upstream, midstream, and downstream players in the Nigerian oil sector. Now the report. The participants, the Director General, National Oil Spills Detection Response Agency, Musa Idris, said the essence of the meeting is for key players in the oil sector business to reach a consensus on how the business can effectively contribute to the growth of the nation's gross domestic product, GDP.
We are not going to come just to say pay money and this. We are going to offer you services. And the services we are going to offer you is not the services that will send you packing from your business. It's not. If you take a look at this, we'll talk about those ones when we have. This is just the beginning, like I said. We will still sit down with you, discuss this matter, and if need be, we can escalate this matter further up and see all other people that are charging, how can there be harmonization where necessary. So that when we look at this, we will be able to come out with something that will be beneficial to our environment, to our health, and to our nation.
The Executive Secretary Dapman Olufemi Adebayo, Executive Secretary Major Oil Marketers Association of Nigeria, MOMAN, and IPMAN President, who was represented by his vice Abubakar Megida, shared their views on challenges facing oil marketers in the country.
To have a good environment, and I can tell you, at least for Dapman, and I know MOMAN too because at least I worked in a major marketing company before I left the system. Even before a marketer joins us, we go to the depot, inspect the depot to ensure that industry best practices is what obtains there.
It's very well founded. It was very well made, and the content was absolutely on point. It is true that the world has evolved, has moved. It is true that all over the world steps are being taken to ensure the protection of the environment. It is true that if we don't take these steps, that it is possible for oil to leak into the soil and into water sources which are consumed by our people. So what you are trying to do is it's a very good thing. It's been done in very many other countries of the world, and we think it has to be supported by everybody in the business.
Earlier, the Director of Special Duties, Nosra Elisha Lado, gave a presentation highlighting the impact of oil spills from midstream and downstream operations, and concluded that the agency is determined to build a more proactive response capacity to combat oil spills. And on the foreign scene, the U.S.-led coalition against the Islamic State group says it has unintentionally killed more than 1,300 civilians in Iraq and Syria since 2014. However, a UK-based monitoring group says the true toll is much higher, estimating up to nearly 13,000 civilian fatalities. In a statement, the coalition said it had carried out 34,502 strikes since its air campaign against IS began there nearly 5 years ago. The US-led action began after IS took over huge areas of territory. It imposed brutal rule over millions of people who fell under its control and has carried out or inspired deadly attacks around the world. The latest figure provided by the coalition is slightly higher than its previous admission 8 months ago of 1,100 civilian deaths. It says it is still assessing 111 more possible cases of civilian fatalities. The latest acknowledgement stands in stark contrast to the claims of human rights and monitoring groups, which says the actual death toll is many times higher. Amnesty International Senior Crisis Response Advisor Donatella Rivera accused the U.S.-led coalition of remaining deeply in denial about the true scale. She noted that the latest acknowledgement of further civilian death underscores the urgent need for thorough independent investigations that can uncover the true scale of civilian casualties caused by coalition strikes and to examine whether each attack complied with international humanitarian law and provide full reparation to victims. Last month, an investigation by activists concluded that more than 1,600 civilians were killed in coalition attacks on the Syrian city of Raqqa along during a 5-month campaign to oust IS in 2017. Raqqa had been the de facto capital of the jihadis' self-proclaimed caliphate. In a tweet, Trump said that from 10th June, a 5% tariff would be imposed and would slowly rise until the illegal immigration problem is remediated. Jesus Hayden, Mexico's top diplomat for North America, said the proposed tariffs would be disastrous. Trump declared a national emergency at the U.S.-Mexico border in February. He said it was necessary in order to tackle what he claimed was a crisis at the U.S. southern border. Border agents say they are overwhelmed, but critics say they are mishandling and mistreating migrants. The butterflies that could stop Trump's border wall in 7 charts on Thursday. U.S. border authorities in El Paso, Texas, said a group of more than 1,000 migrants were detained on Wednesday, the largest single group agents had encountered. And you're still watching Clearview Television News. Next is the sports with Tolulope Uguntumei.
There it is. What a shot from Tiger. And the Jamaican juggernaut scores his first goal for a professional side. And
Night concert is the secret of cheap viewing. All you have to do, just get your decoder, any free-to-air decoder at all, and tell the installer to track it to Night concert.
So you get all your latest news from there.
It's not only that, entertainment, Hausa programs, sports, even news from the villa and plenty other things.
And I've been burning my money on that company from Southeast Africa or Northeast Africa or somewhere. I'll be back.
When are you going to?
To get my decoder, of course.
It's switch over time, Nigeria Communication Satellite, Night Concert. It is viewed in about 38 countries. No subscription. Just buy the free-to-air decoder. Be part of this, and you have access to Clearview Television 24 hours, 7 days.
Hello and welcome to the sporting segment of Clearview Television. I'm Oguntimeni Tolulope Oguntimeni. Nigeria's final preparation for the 32nd African Cup of Nations holding in Egypt again on Sunday, when invited players alongside the technical crew and administrative staff will start arriving at Sabah, the Delta State capital. On Sunday, the Eagles' backroom staff is expected to be complete, with some players also expected, while the larger population of the playing body should hit the town on Monday. The first phase of camping will also take in a friendly match against equally Egypt-bound Warriors of Zimbabwe at the Stephen Keshi Stadium on Saturday, 8th June. Players and officials will travel to the Chunk city of Ismailia the following day, aboard a chartered flight where they will stay at the Motel Mekor and spend a full week perfecting tactics and strategies before taking on Africa's #1 ranked team, Senegal, in another friendly in Ismailia. On 17th January, the returning champions will travel to Alexandria, venue of the Group B matches against Burundi, Guinea and Madagascar. Technical advisor Genetro had invited 25 players to the camp, with 6 other players, among them 3 home-based professionals, on standby. Nigeria will square up to neighbors Togo in the 2019 WAFU Cup of Nations taking place Nigeria will square up against host nation. Nigeria will square up against Togo in the WAFU African Cup of Nations taking place in Tai, Senegal from the 28th September to 13th October. The new format means a new first round knockout with the winners proceeding to the challenge for the trophy while the losers go on to contest for the plate. The Eagles B, who lost to host nation Ghana in the final of the last edition in September 2017, will battle Togo's Sparrows Hawk on 29 September. Matches will then proceed in the same knockout format until the winner emerges on 13th October. Organizers were compelled to invite North African nation Morocco as a result of the subsisting FIFA ban that bars Sierra Leone from partaking in international football. Although the ban may be lifted before the tournament kicks off, Sierra Leone's footballers have again been denied of much needed exposure and excitement due to FIFA ban, occasioned by harebrained and ridiculous corruption allegations against FA President Isha Johansson and Secretary General Chris Kamara. Earlier in the week, after about 1 year of empty frenzy time trial, the High Court in Sierra Leone discharged and acquitted the duo, stating that the allegations were frivolous and restored them to office. The FIFA ban was the reason Sierra Leone was thrown out of the 2019 AFCON qualifying series, in which they had a great chance of qualification after beating Kenya in Freetown. Senegal will open the WAFU Cup of Nations against Guinea-Bissau on 28 September. African champions Nigeria will now play Slovakian top division club in Slovakia on Sunday and not the Slovakian women national team. Team administrator Mary Oboduko disclosed that the Super Falcons will be up against ZNK Pomuje Betisi, which boasts 8 players in the Slovakian national squad. The Nigeria delegation will depart its Evita resort camp in Bad Tasmandorf, Austria, immediately after lunch on Sunday and is scheduled to arrive in Betisi by 2:30 p.m. for the game starting at 4 p.m. Slovakia time. Sunday's encounter is the last friendly game for the 9-time African champions before they head off to France on Tuesday, where they will participate in the 8th FIFA Women's World Cup finals starting on Friday next week. On Tuesday, the Falcons also travel to Hungary, where they take on top division club Aladias Victoria 5-1 at the Kerali Sports Center in Zobateri, with goals from Asisa Toshola, Chiwendu Hazel, Francisco Dega, and Ogo Nachukudi. Following up from a FIFA inspection visit to Brazil and further discussion with the local organizing committee, FIFA can today confirm that the FIFA Under-17 World Cup Brazil 2019 will be played from 26 October until 17 November. The venues and the full match schedule will be confirmed ahead of the draw, which has been scheduled for 11 July 2019 at the home of FIFA in Zurich. FIFA Deputy Secretary General Vladimir Boban throughout said in the past 17 years, Brazil has successfully hosted a variety of competitions, including the FIFA World Cup and the Olympics. We are also convinced that Brazil's event expertise, coupled with unique football passion of their fans, will contribute to the success of the FIFA Under-17 World Cup 2019. We would like to thank the CBF and all Brazilians who have embraced this tournament, demonstrating once more their unique love for the beautiful game. So far, 23 of the 24 participating teams are also confirmed. Besides host Brazil, the following member associations have qualified: the Federation International Football, the Federation International Football, the Football Association FIFA is waiting on Confederation of African Football (CAF) to provide the name of the 4th country that will represent Africa at the biennial football tournament that will be hosted by Brazil. Angola, Cameroon, Guinea, and Nigeria secured the 4 African slots for the tournament. However, following a protest by Senegal concerning Guinea feeding 2 ineligible players at the tournament, the African Football Body met and took a decision which nullified Guinea's participation at the World Youth Championship in Brazil. In a recent release by FIFA concerning the 4 countries from Africa that will be participating at the tournament, only 3 countries were mentioned, while the 4th country is in asterisk. CAF, Angola, Cameroon, Nigeria, 14 TBC, which means CAF has not sent the name of the 4th country to FIFA after the disciplinary committee of CAF met and took a decision throwing away Guinea from the World Youth Championship in Brazil. And that's the size of the package from the sporting segment of Clearview Television. I'm Ogutimehin Tolulopo Ogutimehin.
There it is. What a shot from Tiger. And the Jamaican juggernaut scores his first goal for a professional side. And
And thank you to Lulope Oguntimei. Now we'll be joining our entertainment correspondent Cecilia Okoli as she brings us tidbits from the 2019 Inauguration Day.
Inauguration Day concert, which is the first of its kind in Abuja, was put up by all Nigerians to celebrate the commencement of President Buhari's second term in office.
Inauguration Day concert is the first of its kind, and we're going to repeat this every 4 years because we have to celebrate. We also have to celebrate the people that have gone that distance with us.
The event began with the red carpet, where Nigerians and celebrities congratulated Mr. President and also made their expectations for the next level known.
Yes, I believe this next level is going to take us to the real next level. You understand? Because all we need is positive vibe, no negative vibe.
Next level for me, it's the growth in my career, the growth in my business, the growth in my family, and as a matter of fact, the growth in this country called Nigeria.
Make him do the next level now. Down when doing our first half, yeah, now the full match.
It's all boils down to what the people can do for us. We as a people should stand up and start trying to make change happen. We can't just keep waiting for the president to do everything. That is the truth, because he's just one man at the end of the day, right? Yes. So, well, with Nigeria awake, I hope Nigeria awakens.
We expect more. We want to be proud of Nigeria, and you're there in power. So we hope that you can listen to us and do what we say. We're speaking from our house. We're not saying this gra-gra. We're saying it because we need it. We don't have another house. If they block us from everywhere else, this is all we have. So
Light.
And
lead us well.
The concert had in attendance celebrities who performed on stage. They included Mr. Rio, Harrison, Simi, Skippy, Okay Bakasi.
Bad. Then they go, it's not bad. No, it's good actually. I say they chop with you, no plan. I know you will like it.
Ambassador Wahala.
Police is my friend. How? Where? Police no Bakasi. Abitagwai. Those are my friends.
Gandoki.
Supposed to get the weekend or come look, you say, wow, you're so sexy. You see the man they run any out of the hotel.
Stainless pressures and a lot more. Nigerians, however, are hoping their expectations are met in this new administration. Cecilia Okoli reporting for Clearview Television.
And one of the ex-governors in search of a new job is Rochas Okorocha of Imo State, after surviving what many may consider as a scare from the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission (EFCC). So what job is Okorocha angling for? Find out.
And I will teach mathematics. So I'll finish. Am I right? So tomorrow I'll start coming to classes. Yeah. I like to teach mathematics or English.
English. Math.
English?
Math.
Or maths?
Math.
Or basic studies?
Math.
Leadership.
Yes.
Leadership?
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to teach. So tomorrow I'll come in the class in the morning to teach. I can teach about 20 subjects. I'll teach home economics, English, mathematics, chemistry, biology, physics, commerce, government. Can teach all of them. Even shorthand. No more typing because of this. Okay, so are you okay?
Yes.
That is back now. I'm going to teach. I'm now a former governor.
Wow.
Then I'm now now a full teacher now in school, okay? So prepare my where's the principal? She should do me for work. I don't have job.
And we wish the ex-governor a very good luck in his new job as a teacher. Well, before we go, another look at our top stories. Teachers in Nigeria are known to pass professional qualifying examination before they can be registered to practice and be promoted to the next rank. Nigerian Senate has approved 129 billion naira as final payment of subsidy arrears. The US-led coalition against Islamic State, ISIS, says it killed 1,300 civilians in Iraq and Syria unintentionally. That's the news. Remember that you can subscribe to our YouTube channel via Clearview TV. Like us on Facebook via Clearview Television. Follow us on Twitter at Clearview Online. Follow us on Instagram at Clearview TV_NG. You can also watch Clearview TV on Nigecomsat with any free-to-air decoder. For details, contact your local installer. I am Rose Audu. Many thanks for watching.